can't accept the loss, I'm hard-headed. There's a little bit of madness to my method. Many falling off that fine line that I'm treading. I risk anything to be great, and I'm not letting nobody rob me of my victory. Number one, that's what I'm meant to be. When by any means, only thing that makes sense to me, I can make nice or make history. I got that dog in me, yeah, turn me up. Big energy, got the crowd going nuts. I got that dog in me, yeah, any up. I take on anyone, I don't need a one-on-one. I got that dog in me, yeah.
What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, family? What's going on, future grand babies? Hey, I'm popping up in here. Been out all day working. Fortunate for me, I've been able to ride most of the day. I've been handling my affairs on 2 wheels. So it's been a great day, man. Better than it should be. No reason for me to complain about it. And then, you know, I look at myself from where I came from to where I'm at now. You know, the adventurous riding side of me. I'm almost down for the ride almost any time, right? As long as I ain't working, right? It seems like that's the only thing that seems to be getting away, real life, right? Working. So I end up riding pretty much all the time where I ride. When I talk about confidence and what it took for me to get to where I'm at, I won't say I'm fearless. And, you know, I've heard so many people say, oh, I'll never get on a motorcycle. I'll never do this. I'll never do that with a motorcycle. My uncle scared me when I was a child. And I respect that. 100%. I respect that. If you're not built for the ride, I don't want you to force yourself on the ride because your friends or family is on the ride, right? So, but I will tell you this. I made a video not too long ago. Check it out. In reference to people will choose to ride a bicycle in traffic, but won't ride a motorcycle, where you don't need a license for a bicycle, and you're not necessarily forced to wear helmets or gear. With a bicycle, you have to have an operator's license for a motorcycle and wear gear. So I digress. It's not about the gear or the motorcycle, but however, letting yourself be pigeonholed or stuck in a mindset of not being able to do. I don't care if it's cooking, I don't care if it's motorcycling, I don't care if it's boxing. You can do what you put your mind to. With that being said, I will tell new and rookie riders like myself that there is a way to build confidence, and I'll tell you how I built mine. You know, I had been off the bike for a couple of years. I say a couple, but it's really been more like 2 decades and some change, right? And my wife bought me, I know it's gonna sound stupid, but she bought me a pedal assist electric bike, long range, so I could ride around the city, kind of yuppie style, right? I was like, you know what, I'm getting older, I could dig that. So I started riding this bike. It's called the Anoki A9, or no, excuse me, Anoki A8. The A9 is the upgrade. And I love that bike. I still have it back there. I mean, I love that bike. I actually still use it around the neighborhood, run to the store, whatever I'm going to do here locally, right, within a couple of miles, right? I can get 80 miles to a charge. I'm a fat boy, so, you know, I can get on that thing and ride for a few minutes. A lighter person can ride it pretty much 100 miles, I think it claims. I've never tested that, but that's what they say you can do. Then I went from that to the Solar Eclipse, right? The Solar Eclipse is a motorized motorcycle that is I think it's made in Britain, right? I say, but it's electric. It's all electric. And it goes about 65 miles an hour. I think they both 70, 75 miles an hour. But again, I'm a big boy. You know, this tank don't run on air, right? So, you know, I get on there, I run about 60, 65 miles an hour. I've had it in traffic. I've ridden it to work. I've ridden it to work a couple times, and people are like, "What is that?" And you know, it's a small little bike, and it has a VIN number. You know, quite honestly, we don't have a designation for that in Georgia, so I'm not like forced to register it. But it does have a VIN number. I guess I could register it if they had a designation for it. I will tell you, it operates like a DCT. You twist and grows. Twist and go. Twist and go. It's, you know, on the throttle, right? So you just kind of ride on. But you know, I started feeling brave. I was in traffic. I was able to kind of gradually build my confidence up, you know, by using that Solar Eclipse in and out of traffic. I'd run down the highway, not the highway rather, but the city street, you know, in traffic. I got signals and lights and everything, and I even did some night rides with that thing. So then one day I just got really crazy, and I was like, let's go get a Harley. I ended up getting that lowrider ST, right? So, but I will tell you, in order for you to build your confidence, I would say start small. So number one for you as a consumer, as a rider, as a rookie like myself, start small. You know, I don't want you to go out there. And what I mean by start small, I don't mean the bike. I just mean if you get a bike, start small. Ride around your neighborhood. Ride down the street to the plaza, to the store. Ride to the gas station. Go get yourself some candy and a soda, right? Ride around. Just get comfortable with your new vehicle. And the ability to, I would say, get to know your clutch, you know? Get to know your vehicle, your braking, how fast you can brake in a situation. Practice slow speed turns. In your neighborhood, if you got a cul-de-sac in your subdivision or on your street, use that, man. That's how I kind of did. I started small, and then I watched a lot of content creators, man. Shout outs to Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle, Mr. Simmons, Mr. Rob Simmons. I watched his like he was teaching me, like I ain't gonna lie, like it was a tutorial or something. And the first thing that I learned coming back into motorcycle riding that nobody really mentioned until I actually got to the Harley course was find the friction zone, right? You need to find your friction zone. And I had no idea what that meant until, you know, I had to do it and put it into practice and then someone explained it to me. So go find the friction zone and learn your vehicle. Now I know there's a lot of people out there that don't wear gear and anything like that, but I'm gonna tell you, I appreciate gear, right? I would tell you as a number 2 rule, in order to build your confidence, wear gear. But gear does not make you invulnerable, so be careful. My third one is ride with mentors, not people who show off. Right? By no means should you think that anything you do shouldn't be celebrated when it comes to riding your motorcycle. If you're able to make a U-turn, celebrate the small wins. If you can make a left turn from a standstill, celebrate the small wins. If you can brake brake on your bike and stop very smoothly and put that leg down properly without duck walking your bike, celebrate the small wins. And at the end of the day, remember this last point about building your confidence. Remember why you ride, right? Why do you ride? You know, remember the reason you got on your motorcycle and you decided, I'm gonna ride today, right? Remember why you ride. Me, I ride for mental health, clarity. I ride so I can try to be better for my wife and my children and my family, right? I ride because I wanna be a better person. So I use that opportunity to let the pavement, get that download right there. That's why I ride. You might have a totally different reason for riding, and I don't mind sharing the reason why I ride with you. I want to be a good man, and I need some peace, and I need balance. I live in a stressful, organized, chaotic world, right? And I just sometimes, it becomes overwhelming, and I don't have an outlet. With my, I've shared on this channel that I live with illness, so I don't get to go boxing or to the gym like I used to when I was a youngin', you know what I'm saying? And so I have to find a new outlet outside of hanging with my kids or my wife, right? Or my family members. So for me, this is about mental clarity. Why do you ride? Remember why you ride. Listen, every rider starts somewhere, right? None of us are experts. I say all the time that I'm a rookie. Yeah, I've been riding 16 months or so, maybe 17 months, but I am by no means an expert at all. I mean, if you ask me from 1 to 10, am I the boss of my motorcycle like Mr. Simmons asks folks, I'll probably tell you straight up, maybe a 3, I'm still practicing. I'm still trying to get it. Maybe a 4. I don't know. I could do a U-turn. I really practice that. I can do an emergency stop. I know that if I'm stopping in a lean, I need to straighten that bike up. I know these things. I know not to panic when some knucklehead, like in my last video, comes over into my lane. And hey, if you're a new rider and you're learning how to get around and get confidence and learn how to ride your bike, and you join this conversation, let me know what challenges you're dealing with. I know that there's a senior rider in here, and they're gonna people naysayers that come in here, and there may even be some people that spout some negativity. I'm gonna tell you, ignore them. Keep doing what you do, keep practicing. And I would even tell you this, if you haven't done so already, Harley Davidson don't sponsor me, and I ain't too big on some of the stuff that they do, but one thing I know they do good, for sure, in my opinion, is that MSF course. Don't be afraid to take an MSF course. It don't even have to be with Harley. I'm just letting you know Harley has a good one. I approve of that personally, right? And so jump on that, get yourself some training. I'm actually looking at possibly next year taking, I think they have an intermediate course, and I'm really looking at maybe taking that course and seeing if I can get in there, because I want to learn more. I want to ride as long as I can, man. I'm in my 50s now, and before I know it, I'll be 62. Next thing you know, I'll be 72. If I can get 20 years of riding in, that'd be kind of dope, considering I missed so many years of this activity. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a new rider and you like the conversation, or if you're just a person who likes the content and that we're dealing, the subject matter we're dealing with, please hit that like button, drop a comment, let me know what challenges you're dealing with, and guess what? We'll try to work on this together. You know what I'm saying? I love that we can grow in this world together, and that's what it's all about, growing, and I want us to be better. So be safe while you ride. Listen, if you got yourself a motorcycle in your garage collecting dust, remember, pull it out, dust it off, gas it up, and go enjoy the ride.
When by any means, only thing that makes sense to me, I can make nice or make history. I got that dog in me.